Hello everyone, this is White Wolf, and we're going to be going live. I hope everyone is doing well. And if you're coming into this live, I wanted to talk about just healing through the process, healing through the change in your life, healing through the integration, and the sense of feeling, the sense of perception, the sense of awareness, and really allowing yourself to sense like what are you feeling and experiencing. And if you're sensitive and you're triggered and you're going through the process of elimination of wanting to separate yourself from what does not make you source, what does not make you love, what does not make you conscious, what does not allow you to love deeper inside of yourself. So sometimes you just need to allow yourself to feel, to heal, to receive, and to really just resonate in the divine source of energy, allowing yourselves to integrate the energy that is present, but also allowance in the very fact of transformation. When you allow yourself to transform, when you allow yourself to emulate, when you allow yourself to let go, it's very powerful and it's very healing, and it gives you the most emotional healing, but also just asking for it, really wanting to seek for it, wanting to open yourselves up to it, and really seeing that when you open up to healing, when you open up to integration, and you allow yourself to fine-tune your gifts and skills and resonance, and finding how to activate something within yourself, but also empowering yourself past your biases, past your emotional biases, past the truth of the illusion that's being reflected to us. So a lot of the times when we're healing through the process, we're just going through the process of changing, of eliminating, but also purifying. So when you have purification within yourself, you're trying to go by your heart's desire. You're trying to go by the intention that overwhelms your preference, that overwhelms your presence, that allows you to find distinction through what you're going through. Hello, how are you? What you're going through in your own life. So change and transformation and a lot of things going in a different direction, changing the reality, changing the space-time continuum, when it's changing for you and it's going in a constant state of progression and emulation, and deciphering those messages, those reflections, those illusions and appearances that are laid before you. And as you are in the midst of the change, you are in the midst of the transmutation of negative energy. And then you're having the transfiguration of the soul, where you're embodying that light, and you're having your feelings change, your sense perceptions change, your thoughts change. Everything about you is changing and growing and migrating back into union with what you want to create and generate within your own existence. So every time that you grow and change and fluctuate through those different energies, then you're allowing yourself to see that by finding out who you are, or what you want to bring into this awareness, into this creation, into this distinction of wanting more self-love, wanting more worthiness, wanting more of your own energy to be of a state of progression, emulation, and allowance. So allowance is key if you really want to accept, and acceptance is reception. And when you're receiving, you're allowing yourself to heal through the process that you're going through, processing your trauma, processing your past lifetime progressions, processing everything as it comes to you. And then that's where the motivation comes. Then that's where you have let go of it and you severed the tie of it, and you're not attached to it anymore, and you're not attached to the form of the healing, of the releasing, of the letting go. Now you're transforming into the initiation, into a different person, a different reality, a different concept, a different context of what you're creating into existence. So every time that you do this, you're healing through the process of needing to subtract out of your life, but also adding more within your space. And then you are accepting that cosmic abundance, because then manifestations are more prone to open every time that you clear something within yourself. So every time that you purify something within yourself, you are adding more within your space. You're occupying something else. Something else is being transformed through you and allowing you to create and allowing you to generate by going through the process of processing the healing, the integration, the fertility that comes through you, meaning the fertility being maybe more feminine, maybe more masculine, maybe more balanced, maybe more work, maybe more action. So the ability to just heal, the ability to deal with everything that you need to deal with, the ability to face it head on, and sometimes it's just the ability to just give yourself a moment of silence, of integration, of healing, and allowing yourself to let go of expectation, allowing yourself to let go of an expectation of yourself, letting go of outcome, because a lot of us will base everything on an outcome, on how it's supposed to look like, or it's supposed to look like this, it's supposed to look like that, and I didn't get exactly what I wanted, but then at the end of the day, God gives us exactly what we need. So understanding that is that God doesn't always give you exactly what you're wanting, and sometimes what you want isn't necessarily the image of what you're wanting to create at that point in time, but sometimes the divine gives you exactly what you need to push through those boundaries, to push through those thresholds of a breakdown turning into a breakthrough. So every time that you do this, you are tapping more into your heart's desire. You're tapping into more of the purification of your mind and your body and your spirit, coming into balance with how it fluctuates, because you're now following the emotional guidance system. And as the emotional guidance system sets up for you and reflects to you and allows you to see the purification in thinking and perceiving and reacting and being more proactive towards everything, then you are having a very subtle change within yourself. You're having a very subtle change within how your world interacts with you, but also how you receive, but also how you heal within yourself. So sometimes it's being honest with yourself. Sometimes it's being truthful with God. Sometimes it's being so honest with yourself that it hurts. And sometimes it's being to the point where you allow yourself to just have a moment to where you want the clearing to happen, because if something else occupies the space, then you're not going to be able to place anything on yourself. So you're having to trust yourself. You're having to have trust and faith and relaxation in the very fact that you are releasing that energy so that you're able to decipher what needs to be within the alignment and what needs to be on the ongoing progression of what you want to create and generate within your life. So trust the process and trust who you are and trust how reality can change in an instant. And sometimes we have situations and people, places, and things that are only really temporary. And they are just there as stalemates, as stepping stones, as chess pieces to move in the higher echelons of awakening. So a good way is to just minimize every time that you're believing into an illusion, you're believing into a delusion, and you're believing something that is coming from a nature of lack and unworthiness and a state of non-purification. So every time that you do this, you are changing the forms and the beliefs and the attachments to the thoughts and the emotions of disassociation of different events. So every time there's an event of a past lifetime regression, or maybe a circumstance that you've had within yourself, and the ability to change and progress and to seek out God in every single way is to look at every avenue of yourself that is unpurified, that doesn't have purification. So it's soaking in the Shekinah glory of the divine wisdom of Source, of consciousness, of God, of allowance within the reception of you embodying more light within your space. And what you do is that you develop something I call the twin heart. You develop a signature of infinity. You develop a signature of being infinite in your own nature. So infinitesimally, things can change exponentially. So meaning that there isn't a limit to how much you can change. There isn't a limit to how much you can heal. And there's not a limit to how much you don't have to be in the revolving door. But we all have periods of processing, integration, letting go, flowing with the energy so that we're able to receive from a different standpoint. So a lot of us have to see that we don't become source and we don't become enlightened before we heal or even after we heal, but it's the ongoing progression of the healing journey that allows us to see that we are already enlightened. It doesn't matter if it's springtime, winter, or summer, but it doesn't mean that you're not God manifested in human form. So I think there's this mass expectation that people think that, oh, I'm not source because of winter. I'm not source because of spring. I'm not source because of summer. But actually means the process of you processing your trauma, processing your emotions, processing your thoughts, and also processing the past in a more purified state and having a healthy sense of self-reflection and allowing yourself to generate more within your life. And every time that you do this, you're allowing yourself to change the narrative and the theme and how life is attracted to you. Meaning that you're not assuming that because these things happen, that I have to react in this certain way or this emotion has to overwhelm what I'm experiencing at this point in time. But it means that we're fully letting go of the chains of our past so that we're able to resonate within the present so that we are attracting our future to ourselves. So I don't focus really on the past or the future. You should only really focus on the present because that's giving you that present tense of future experience. So every experience that we've ever had, we've always had the same experiences, ever. So we've never had an experience of never having an experience that we've ever really initiated or attracted to ourselves because another version of ourselves has attracted it. So there's many different parallel versions of ourselves, and they are positive and negative. So every time that we can see that we can come from a positive and negative standpoint, light and dark, we have to be able to choose what we want to be in that moment. If we want to choose heaven or hell, if we want to choose the side of ourselves that feels unworthy or feels lacking of something or feels like so emotionally imbalanced and sporadic that we're scatterbrained and we don't have a sense of symmetry. So when we allow ourselves to have a sense of symmetry and a sense of understanding and a sense of wisdom that is changing inside of ourselves, then we have the ability to have complete control over our awareness, meaning that we're not trying to be controlling of our awareness, meaning that whatever needs to be experienced, we allow ourselves to experience it. Rather it is emotional healing, rather it is integration, rather it is discovering the emotional guidance system, rather it is going through a manifestation that seems like it's taking a little bit of time to happen. So it's knowing that every experience that you have, there can be something inside of that experience that can be profound, beautiful, empowering, and positive. So it's how we look at our perception, it's how we look at life, it's how we look at ourselves, and it's how we reflect the Creator back into awareness. So every time that we do this, every time that we change something within ourselves and learn how to just be, just become, receive, process, eliminate, and change the way that we think, perceive, and believe. So a lot of the times people think that ask, believe, and receive will always be the gateway of really manifesting in your life. But if you watch that movie and then you try to just do that, that doesn't really cut it at the end of the day. But it's about asking exactly what you want. What is it that you're asking? What is it that you're seeking for? What is it that you're searching for? And what are you wanting to believe in so that you can have a newfound intention, a newfound consciousness, a newfound state of being, and then receive it here and now and have acceptance towards it and have a belief of, I know that I am this, even though that I'm going through this process, even though I'm going through this healing, even though I'm going through this shift, not only within myself, but within my reality, but within who I am and what I'm becoming at this moment in time. So every time that you change and grow and shift into another existence of yourself, then there's a sense of having a peak and a valley. So no matter how many peaks and valleys there are, that doesn't mean that you're still not source. It doesn't mean that you're not God. It doesn't mean that you're not creation. It just means that then you have this, and then this, and then this, so that it has a way to integrate you and kind of give you that sense of being the pyramid. And then it gives you that sense of being the pyramid so that you're able to keep progressing and going and emulating, so that you're not staying at a certain point. So healing isn't just letting go of something, but it's the fact that you're letting go of it so that you can deal with it, so that you can integrate it within yourself, so that you can transform it, and so that you can act on something else that generates a new decision and choices and sets of sense perception and thoughts and emotions that are more in alignment with your belief systems. So trusting the process is having faith. So in order to have conviction, you have to be convicted in your faith. Because without the conviction in your faith, then you don't have conviction at all. But then it's kind of trusting yourself, trusting the divine, trusting that everything will work itself out no matter what. So everything always works itself out regardless of what you're experiencing. It always works out in the way that you need it to, in the way that you want it to, in the way that it generates and creates within your own reality. So, and we're going to do some emotional healing because I was feeling it very strongly, not only with myself, but I felt like people needed to receive on this live for emotional healing. So, love yourself to the point where it seems ridiculous to love yourself. Love yourself as you are. Don't judge yourself. Don't be against oneself. And just allow yourself to smoothly and calmly just be. Just be with your spaciousness, be with your awareness, and just collapse into the oneness and give your life to source and let go of that heavy burden and have that monkey off your back so that you can expand within your heart's awareness, so that you can love deeper, so that you can let go of attachments of form, of realization. And then what happens is that you're more expanded and stretched out and you're maintaining the stretching zone. And then once that happens, then you're able to be more malleable, be a better listener, be more receptive, and be in a state where you can receive more deeply and more profoundly. So that's what happens when we trust the process through healing, healing through the process, healing through which feels like it's not changing, but it actually is changing. So we're going to practice self-love. We're going to call upon the Divine Feminine and some of my guides, so if you want to stay tuned for this healing energy. Also, I have a $50 special for psychic appointments. If you want to book hour sessions with me, just text me, email me on my TikTok. And also tonight around 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be doing readings for $15 donations. So I hope to see you guys there. And it doesn't matter if there's only 2 or 1 people on this live. If you're receiving this healing on YouTube, White Wolf the Oracle, feel free to do so. The energy is still the same. And don't listen to people who tell you to reconcile with Darwin. I just read a comment down there. Don't listen to those people. Okay. We're going to call upon the Divine Feminine, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, the Goddess Sophia, YN to help us reset the karmic imbalances. And the black dragon from Saturn to help us tap into our vulnerability, our reception, our compassion, our love, and a deep sense of awareness and resonance. Receive a heart activation from Jesus and the Apostle Paul. Purify all of the chakras. And we're going to help ourselves be more connected to the emotional guidance system, help us have healthier thoughts and emotions, and allow ourselves in this moment to heal and to have ourselves resolution and to let go and to become more of what we are. And we're also going to heal any past lifetime progressions that are trying to come into our life. Heal a lot of patterns that you're experiencing, and download DNA codes and light language if you haven't done light language before, to tap more into your feminine. Have a deep state of recalibration, putting the reset button on your life. And we're going to ground deep within Middle Mother Gaia Earth. Archangels of Love and Light, who's one to cleanse us of our work field, tapping into God's Source energy and the Great I Am, diving deep into Middle Mother Gaia Earth, grounding, and releasing stuck energy, and using the Black Panther energy to help us release toxins out of our body for good health and vitality and strength. And also activate your Cashapp record so you can look at your past lifetimes. Now the inner child is stepping through. See yourself as if you were 8 or 9 years old. And allow yourself to accept the inner child back into your heart. So receive the inner child, cherish it, love it, and remember that imagination and that purification of innocence that you used to have within yourself. And we're going to seek in the Shekinah glory of God's Source energy, the divine grace. And extrapolate the wisdom and balance and creation within your own life, within yourself, within love. And Source's healing presence. Galactic codes are coming through, activating the galactic chakras. And also, we're going to have wisdom from the hidden realms as well. From the angelic realms. The Enochian angels are helping us ascend to 500 levels, helping us resonate from the 10th dimension. We have the magenta dragon help us access our 12th dimensional frequencies. Now the divine masculine is stepping through. Authority, purification, perception, awareness, and truth. And lastly, we're going to put the armor of God, the cloak of power, the sword of the Spirit, the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness, this belt of truth, the truth of the Spirit, the awareness of the Spirit, the love of the Spirit, and the heart of God and the love of God. And activate the higher self fully. Reciprocate, come back into balance, into awareness, into love, into unity. Allow yourselves to take one last deep breath. And when I snap my fingers, you'll come back to, you have a greater sense of clarity, you'll know who you are, and you'll become the oracle of love, light, and wisdom, which is God manifested in the human form. So that was the healing energy for today, guys. I hope you really enjoyed the live feed. Thank you for stopping by. And if you're asking about energetic work, I'm going to be going live doing readings, healings, activations at 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern, so you can receive healings and stuff like that. They're only going to be $15 for the donations if you're going to be a part of that live. So yeah, you can definitely get a clearing. And I'm also have a private session special for readings, healings, activations for $50. So if you want to book a private session with me, you can do that as well. I hope you guys got what you needed from that healing energy and also this message. Just heal through the process. Process your emotions. Feel into your feelings. Allow yourself to get a sense of sense and sensibility to what you're recognizing and have clear cognizance with your awareness, with what you want to deliver and what you want to experience. Be vulnerable and receptive to how you can receive, how you can project, and how you can use the process of elimination so that you can clear more out of yourself and imbibe more of that light. So if I can leave that with you guys, thank you guys so much. This is White Wolf. Go to my TikTok if you want to see more information about the stuff that I do on my channel. And also just let me know in the comment section if you are going to be on the live later. But if I can leave you with one last thing, it's not that you're not source within a specific time frame, within a specific millisecond, within a specific season of the year. You're always source. But when you're processing your trauma, your past lifetimes, and your existence, and the state of what your life is right now, because you're aligning to each I am presence. You're aligning to each manifestation of God. So we're all having 12 aspects of existence coming into alignment while we're living. So we're feeling all of it, we're receiving all of it, we're going through all of it to find wisdom, grace, and understanding through the process of becoming God. So allow yourselves to perceive, allow yourselves to become, and allow yourselves to love and to align to who you are. So thank you guys, God bless, and this is White Wolf, and until next time, see you.